Good evening, Tallahassee, and a warm welcome to your Monday edition of FSU Weather. Taking a live look at Doak, we have some clouds peeking through. We just saw the sun just about a minute ago, but there's still some blue skies peeking out behind there. Partly cloudy. It's going to be 86 degrees and some calm winds. For our current temperatures for the Tallahassee region, we have 89 here at home in Tallahassee. Upper 80s, mid 80s throughout the region, getting a little cooler at Apalachicola. For our current local radar, pretty clear skies for Tallahassee. I wouldn't rule out a shower quite yet, but some showers going further down the state. For tonight's local forecast, we are having 64 as our low to upper 60s throughout the region. And for our headlines tonight, we have some thunderstorm chance for Tallahassee, tracking severe weather in the northeast and mid-90s rolling through into the week. All that and more on FSU Weather.
And welcome in again to this Monday edition of FSU Weather. I'm student meteorologist Evan O'Regan. Let's get started. So we've got that live shot again over Doak Campbell Stadium. The sun is starting to peek through that cloud that Genevieve was just mentioning, but currently sitting at 86 right now over the stadium. We do have those partly cloudy skies, and the winds are nice and calm at this hour, nice light and variable at 6:02 right now. Current satellite radar throughout the southeast. We do have that severe thunderstorm watch in North Carolina with that severe weather going through the northeast right now, but none of that will be coming towards Tallahassee tonight and really through the next week or so, so that's really good news. We don't have to worry about that. Just some light pop-up showers, typical summertime weather around here in the Big Bend area. A couple of heavier showers down near East Point right now, and a couple of other showers along the I-10 corridor just to the east of Tallahassee, working their way towards the interstate, but nothing really to worry about there. Just be prepared to encounter a heavy downpour here and there. As for the temperature automatic, we did hit 91 on the thermometer today, above our average high of 88. We're right about average for 63 for our low temperature this morning. We'll be making a run at that 95-degree record high temperature by the time we get to Wednesday, but I'll show you about more in the 7-day forecast. Currently around the area, generally sitting in the upper 80s. We're a little bit cooler down the shore. We have that marine influence coming off the water, sitting in the lower 80s there, and also we have those marine cooled spots. We're also sitting in the lower 80s, 81 right now in Madison. But because it's so humid outside, we do have that heat index back in typical summertime fashion, feeling like the triple digits, 100 in Monticello right now. So really feeling that heat, still feeling like 91 in Tallahassee, feeling like 97 in Sumatra. So still very summer-like in those areas, and that'll continue throughout the week, feeling more like the triple digits as we get towards the middle of the week because those dew points are so high. 74, that's really just like that oppressive air mass that we have in place. 70 in Sumatra, so really that oppressive feeling throughout the region right now. And winds are light and variable, generally coming out of the west right now, but still very light and variable, not really doing much to get rid of that humidity, which is really a pain, but that's really summertime around here. Can't rule out a shower tonight going through the evening. Clouds will build in overnight tonight. And as for tomorrow, maybe a little bit clearer than today, so less clouds in the forecast, but we still have that hit or miss shower, especially down near the coast where we have that sea breeze convergence happening. You see right there, so we'll have to watch that tomorrow as well. As for tonight, generally sitting in the lower 60s, mid to low 60s throughout the entire region. Warmer down by the shore. Apalachicola is sitting at 69. That's your warm spot tonight. And as for tomorrow, sitting in the lower 90s for highs, so similar to today, maybe a degree warmer, but we're still cooler down by the coast in the upper 80s because we have that marine influence there. You can see that sea breeze working its way through the region. If you want to walk your dog tomorrow, make sure you do it in the morning before it really gets that oppressive outside, so make sure you do that early tomorrow morning. But we do have that chance to hit 94 on Wednesday before that thunderstorm threat returns for the weekend. Jen, I'm not ready for that.
You're not ready? Well, you seemed quite enthusiastic about those heats. I feel like that enthusiasm is really the only way we're going to be able to get through it. But zooming outwards, we're going towards the southeast. Staying here in Florida, we've got 84 in Tampa, beautiful skies, a couple of clouds. In Clemson, South Carolina, going a little bit further north, seems pretty nice as well. Pretty nice all across the board. Atlanta and Charlotte, North Carolina, really nice. We do have clouds throughout the region. For our current conditions for the area, we have really, really oppressive heat, at least I would say, and that's coming from a native Floridian. I can't quite mention a time where I've seen it cooler down the peninsula or in the southeast, that my hometown of Miami has been the coolest part on this map at 75 degrees, but really upper 80s going into the 90s, which is quite crazy for this time. 64-degree dew point here in Tallahassee, and pretty muggy as we get those muggy conditions going from the Gulf of Mexico, hovering over the southeast. So really hot, really muggy. Overall, not ideal conditions, but for the summertime, it's pretty nice. For our wind speed and direction, we have the wind coming down. You see it's not quite hitting us. We're only at 3 miles per hour here in Tallahassee, which is giving us those dry conditions and and quite a bit of moisture coming through. For a satellite and radar, we have this high pressure system going throughout the southeast that is giving us those clear conditions. We do have some clouds popping up and some pop-up showers going down the peninsula, but really clear conditions on the way. For our active alerts, we do not have any tornado alerts at the moment, so you don't need to worry about that. We have only severe thunderstorm watches and warnings going up further into South Carolina. So if you are anywhere there, I would say to stay home or drive home as fast as you can to prevent being stuck in the rain. For a drought monitor, it's getting quite dry up in that region, but luckily that rain that's coming in will give them some relief in South Carolina and going in through North Carolina. For a future radar, clouds, like I said earlier, maybe some pop-up showers. For our rainfall, we're getting that rainfall over there into the Carolinas. And tonight's forecast, 68 here in Tallahassee. And Evan, let's give us a nice little look at our national.
Yes, we have that active severe weather going on in the Northeast that we've been talking about here. And let's give a look at that on that National Service map. That yellow highlighted area is that active severe thunderstorm watch that we have going through, say, 8 or 9 o'clock tonight in certain areas. We also have a new watch right here in New Mexico for the secondary severe weather threat. And we'll cover that here on the the Storm Prediction Center Day 1 outlook for today. We have that slight risk in Texas and New Mexico. That's our secondary risk for today. But the main story is that enhanced risk along the I-95 corridor for cities like New York, Washington, D.C., Philadelphia also getting on some of that action as well, with that line of storms moving through at this hour. And let's take a look at why we have that enhanced risk for today. So we have a damaging wind probability from the Storm Prediction Center, a 30% chance in that red there of seeing damaging winds. So that's 60 miles an hour or greater, good for severe criteria in this area right here. Also a 15% chance in that widespread yellow area there. So that's also that dangerous weather coming through those big cities. And unfortunate timing is right around the rush hour time period. So really not a good idea to be traveling right now, which really is, like I said, unfortunate timing because of the rush hour. And we also have a tornado threat also. And you might not say, well, it's only a 2% chance. Why are we even mentioning that? Well, this area of the country does not usually see the Storm Prediction Center come out with this kind of probability at all. You don't usually see tornadoes in the Northeast, so this is significant for them today. So make sure you keep an eye out to the sky today. Stay weather aware. Make sure you have a way of getting those warnings if one does come to you. Take a look at our Hofstra University camera on Long Island, about 30 minutes from my hometown of Glen Cove. And Hempstead right now, so currently sitting at 63. Those clouds are starting to build. This is camera looking toward the south, so those storms will be coming in from right to left if you're looking at your screen. So we'll have to watch over the next couple hours as those storms do move from west to east. Currently around the East Coast, there's that severe thunderstorm watch again as we look at our active alerts. We do actually have an active tornado warning here in northwestern Connecticut, so we want to make sure that we're taking cover there right now. We also have widespread severe thunderstorm warnings in that orange color there in those boxes as well. Zooming in, there's where that tornado warning is right now in northwestern Connecticut. And also we have those severe thunderstorm warnings extending into places like down through Massachusetts, Connecticut, getting towards New York City as well. We also have ones in Delaware as well, and back towards Maryland, moving across the border into Delaware. And further down the coast, we have more warnings for places like Raleigh, North Carolina, about to get hit with those storms, and also down further towards the east in North Carolina as well, working their way towards the Outer Banks. Places like Cape Hatteras will be up next for those storms. But big picture right now, we have really warm temperatures again in the center of the country. Dallas sitting at 90 right now. San Antonio still 97 right now with those pink colors showing up. Those are temperatures that may be easily 100 degrees or greater in those areas. We have that system moving out in the northeast. That's the big story for today, as like I've been saying. Current look at the drought, we still have that exceptional drought in Texas and New Mexico with that wildfire threat persisting today. So I want to make sure that we're not starting any bonfires for at least the foreseeable future because we do have that ongoing drought there. But a quick look at our day 2 severe outlook for tomorrow. Slight risk for the center of the country, places like Nebraska and Kansas, Missouri also getting on some of that action. And for day 3, a marginal threat, level 1 out of 5 for widespread area. That does include places like St. Louis for Wednesday. But we do have a lot of rainfall coming, especially for the northeast. Places like New York City could get an inch to an inch and a half of rainfall because we have multiple rounds of rain coming through, but we'll have isolated places to get up to 2 inches in that area. Tonight's forecast, very warm for Texas, sitting in the middle 70s in Dallas-Fort Worth, and tomorrow still much of the same story, 81 in D.C., but sitting at 100 in San Antonio. But now I'm going to give you guys a quick look at what we had going on yesterday. Last night we had a lunar eclipse. How about that? So what is a lunar eclipse exactly? Now that's been in the headlines recently, but a lunar eclipse occurs when the moon passes into the Earth's shadow. So what that does is that the moon falls into this thing called an umbra, which is basically the darkest part of the shadow, and that helps to give the moon a red color. That's why it's called a blood moon, for example. And totality lasted last night from 11:19 p.m. to 12:54 p.m. a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So if you were up late last night, you got to see that blood moon, that red color that we see in that corner. So it really was amazing. And I know that some of our student meteorologists were out taking pictures of this. Ariana Whittick, for example, took this picture. You can see right there, you see that, this is probably right before totality hit last night. You see that red tint in that moon, really giving that total lunar eclipse look to that picture. And we won't see another one like this until we get to November. So if you were out last night, you got a treat, that's for sure. And I was out last night as well. But again, there's another picture of it. Really just gorgeous picture there. And again, you don't see this really too often. So really just a great treat to get out there and do. This is a picture that I took from my backyard last night. I was really just amazed by the color that I was able to see from so far away. So we really got a treat here in Tallahassee because we were able to have some breaks in the cloud cover, so that allowed us to see this. I know that places further north, like New York, for example, had cloud cover last night, so they weren't able to see those clouds. Because of the clouds, we weren't able to see this moon, but much of the eastern half of the U.S. was able to see that, so that's always good news. But now I want to pass things back over to the wall with Genevieve, who has our last look locally around Tallahassee.
Absolutely, Evan. What a beautiful lunar eclipse and beautiful, beautiful photos coming out. We're going to give you one last local look at our Tallahassee region. Live look at Doak Campbell Stadium. There's that sun we saw quite a bit ago before the show started. Now it's coming back out as it's starting to set. Nice clouds throughout the region. 86 degrees, partly cloudy, and the winds are really nice and calm. Our current temperatures for the Tallahassee region here in Tallahassee, like I mentioned, we have that 89, really mid to upper 80s throughout the region. Bainbridge getting quite warm at 89 degrees. Make sure you're staying hydrated, staying inside, turning on that air conditioning. Hopefully yours works. Dew points for Tallahassee right now is 71, really muggy throughout the region. Really warm temperatures, muggy conditions. Not necessarily ideal. We do have quite a bit of clouds coming in, blocking that sun from coming out, but overall clear conditions with that high pressure system that we saw earlier stretching throughout the southeast. 67 tonight will be our low, partly cloudy, and the winds will be coming out of the west-southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And taking a look at our beautiful week ahead, I don't know how beautiful it really is for your sake, but we will be seeing up into the 90s, 94 on Wednesday. I don't know exactly how to feel about that, but we will seeing it cool down a little bit over the weekend and having some chance of rain. But for now, please follow us on Twitter at FSU Weather. Like us on Facebook at FSU Weather. Get all of our updates. And hopefully you're watching us live on YouTube right now at FSU Weather. And of course, follow us on Instagram. We want to see your pictures. And here's a nice look at our 7-day.